it turns out that there's actually a huge level of support for Trump when it comes to the deportations all over the nation. And I think this is yet another issue that Democrats are losing on. And I want to play for you the awful governor of California, Gavin Newsom. In addition to Karen Bass, the mayor, we have them trying to blame Donald Trump for what is going on in L.A. And I want to open up phone lines I'm asking for just people in the Los Angeles area who want to weigh in. 800-282-2882. And in particular, I want to know how this is playing with people that you are talking with. And some of you out there say, well, I don't care. California is a blue state. They're morons. Like, let their city burn. I don't agree. I think that there are around 40% of Californians that are big Trump supporters that recognize that they are in many ways behind enemy lines fighting for truth and sanity in a state that they may well love. And we have had on our friend from California who is running for governor right now, Steve Hilton, several different times to talk about the arguments that he is making. And I don't think you can see these LA riots in the aftermath of what happened with the LA wildfires and not see how they are connected. The LA wildfires were finally contained on January 31st. A lot of you out there listening have friends and family that lost homes in those LA wildfires due to a large extent because of government incompetence. And now government incompetence is forcing the hardworking men and women of the LA Police Department to actually deal with people throwing projectiles at them, burning their cars down. And I'll just point out that in a city that just had a massive wildfire issue, allowing fires to be started for any reason is a particularly dangerous and pernicious act because, yes, we don't ever want to see riots lead to looting and burning anywhere. But in Los Angeles, a city that we all know is uniquely susceptible to the dangers of arson, it's even probably the worst place in America where we could be allowing looting, violent behavior, and arson because how quickly it could spread and take over the city as we just saw in January. Now, as Trump is the reason for everything, Mayor Karen Bass is saying, hey, this chaos is actually Trump's fault. Listen to Cut 9.
What we're seeing in LA is chaos caused by the administration. People should exercise their right to protest. That's their First Amendment right. But people should also exercise that right peacefully. We do not want to play into the administration's hands. We're working with officials. We're organizing resources. But what we're seeing in Los Angeles is chaos that is provoked by the administration.
Provoked? Trying to get violent, illegal criminals out of L.A. to help it be safer for everyone, Democrat, Republican, and independent. This is Trump's fault. And if you thought it was just the mayor of Los Angeles, the incompetent and should be removed and impeached mayor of Los Angeles, who could not stop the fires from burning, and might I remind you, was out of the country despite being warned that there were very dangerous wildfire-like conditions, Gavin Newsom says, arrest me. This is how California's governor responds to police officers being attacked and having their cars lit on fire. Cut 13.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people that are just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
Arrest me? Honestly, I think you should be impeached. I think that the people of California have been led astray by Gavin Newsom, who's one of the worst mayors. Sorry, one of the worst. Well, he wasn't a great mayor either of San Francisco, but one of the worst governors that we've ever seen. And people are voting with their feet. They have fled California. Talked about this. California became a state in 1850. From 1850 to 2020, California's population increased every year. 1850 to 2020. Suddenly in 2020, California's population started to decline. The only reason California's decline hasn't declined even more precipitously, illegal immigrants. But the actual number of residents of California has been declining year after year during Gavin Newsom's tenure. People are voting with their feet and leaving that state. And that's despite the fact that in many ways, as many of you listening to me in California know right now, I've spent a lot of time in California. Probably the city that I'm in right now, Washington, D.C. I live in Nashville. Nashville is number one city I've spent the most time in. I went to college here in Washington, D.C. Number two, L.A. number three. I have spent years of my life, because Fox Sports is based in L.A., traveling back and forth in L.A. I love a lot of the people in L.A. It's a fabulous place. Garden of Eden in many ways. They have destroyed it. Democrat rule, both the mayor and the governor, the congressmen and women, the Kamala Harrises of the world, have taken a true American Garden of Eden, and they have both metaphorically and unfortunately, oftentimes legitimately, Democrats have lit that city and state on fire. And that's what we're seeing right now, is we are seeing the major consequences of a series of awful decisions being made time after time after time. And this is significant. The overwhelming majority of Americans are seeing what Trump is doing on immigration, and they're saying, this is the right choice. Listen, this is CNN. It's what CNN had on this morning, cut 26, the Trump approval rating on immigration surging like a rocket, according to CNN. This is what they were saying this morning. Listen to cut 26.
You know, if we just take a look at the baseline numbers here, this is Trump's net approval rating on immigration. It's gone up like a rocket. Compare now versus 8 years ago during Trump's first term. Look at this. In his first term, Trump was way underwater at minus 21 points. But look at this. He's up over 20 points. Now, in the aggregate, he is in positive territory at plus 1 point on his net approval rating. Some other polls even have it a little bit higher than that. There is no issue on which Trump is doing so much better than he was in his first term, more than the issue of immigration. No wonder the Times has written it up the way that he is. Trump is begging for a fight on this because he knows what he's doing so far is working with the American electorate.
Nothing has he been more right about in his entire political career than immigration. And as he has made the argument over the last 9 years, 10 years, since he came down that escalator at Trump Tower, the American public has come to see Trump was right. And Biden, I really believe this, allowed an invasion of this country. You see all those people waving Mexican flags as they burned American vehicles, as they threw rocks at American police? It is a sign that we have lost much of our country. You engage in violent behavior while waving the flag of another country? What else is that but an invasion and an actual insurrection? CNN confronted Mayor Karen Bass about this, saying, hey, there's overwhelming support for President Trump's deportation agenda. What do you have to say about that? This was cut 27 a little bit earlier.
Are Democrats out of touch on this issue?
Well, I think if you did the polling in Los Angeles, I'm not sure it would be that way, considering we are a city of immigrants. And then people might approve that policy, but do people really approve the federal government coming in and seizing power from a state and from a city? So I drilled down a little further on that poll, because I do not believe that Americans support the federal intervention in a city takeover or a state takeover.
It's not a city or state takeover. It's a city and state protection, because the people in charge of the city and state are unwilling to protect the people who live there. Trump is doing what they should be doing and what, unfortunately, he has to do. And let me say this. I'm probably going to get people fired up about this. I just shared a video. It's a video of LA police officers trying to hide underneath an overpass as big rocks are being thrown at them. Later, effectively Molotov cocktails being thrown at them. Why shouldn't the LA Police Department be able to open up fire? I mean this honestly. If you are being attacked, potentially, by someone who is putting your body and your safety in peril, it is not crazy to think that one of these officers could get hit by a big rock and die. It is not crazy to think that one of these officers could get hit by one of these Molotov cocktails. You should be able to open fire. I think they should wipe these guys out. I'm sorry. I'm past the point of being concerned when someone is on an overpass throwing rocks at you, when they are throwing Molotov cocktails at your police vehicles. The police should be able to open fire and wipe those dudes out. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for that because their lives are in danger. Their friends' lives are in danger that they're working with. We got to stop this namby-pamby police can't defend themselves BS. I got to be careful not to curse here because when I watch those videos, I get angry. And I know a lot of y'all are police officers, military that are listening right now. When you see people putting police officers' lives in danger, those guys should get wiped out. I'm sorry, police should open fire. They should hit them. They should wipe them out. They should arrest them. If they're still alive, cuff them, throw them in the back of the cruiser, prosecute them to the full extent of the law. I don't think this is a difficult decision at all. Again, I'm talking about the videos. You go to my Twitter account. We'll share it from Clay and Buck. The videos that are out there of police officers' lives being put in danger, and they're just supposed to sit there and take it? No. The message that would be sent is when you attack police officers, you should expect to die. That should be the message. Not talking about peaceful protest. But when you are throwing from an overpass big, huge pieces of rock that if they hit people would kill them, when you are throwing Molotov cocktails designed to light police vehicles on fire, you shouldn't be able to do that. Police should be able to respond with force. And I think if they responded with force, suddenly all these Antifa lunatics would say, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe there are real consequences for our behavior. The entire reason that we have laws is because we have the idea that people are going to respond rationally to consequences that are laid out against them when it comes to violent behavior. Clearly, that hasn't worked. And so when you have people engaging in violent attacks on police, I think the police should be able to open fire, wipe them out. So people are going to be angry about that. I'm not going to apologize for it. I don't know how many other people are making that argument. I'm not sure that anybody else has. But I'm just going to tell you exactly what I think. Those police officers, their lives should not be in danger because these lunatics feel like that they can just throw rocks from an overpass and Molotov cocktails from an overpass at police officers, and there's not going to be any consequences at all. Give them the ability to return fire. Your lives are in danger. You shouldn't have to stand there and just get pelted and just watch your police cruiser burn because the people that are your bosses are too much of cowards to allow you to defend yourself. I'm sorry. And I would ask the president to say the same thing. Hey, every police officer in America, I will pardon you. If you are being attacked and you need to defend yourself, do it. I've got your back. I think you would see things change in a hurry when it comes to violent, criminal protesting behavior. Look, I want to take a minute here to speak about the one federal government agency that doesn't deliver a lot of good news, the IRS. Some of us live our whole lives without getting one of their letters. You know who has it? Your boy. As soon as I took over this show, every one of my tax returns got audited. I think I'm still being audited. IRS under Joe Biden. I was told, hey, you're good. You're a sports talk radio guy. As soon as you do Rush's show, as soon as you start there, you're going to get audited. I was like, nah, you're crazy. Boom. Letters started arriving at my house. IRS miraculously starts auditing me as soon as I start doing this show. If you've gotten one, and I have gotten a bunch, Don't ignore it. You don't know what to do, putting it off. Call the experts at Rush Tax Resolution, 877-554-RUSH. That's 877-554-RUSH. Remember, by the way, this always comes via mail. You're not going to get contacted by the IRS with a phone call. You're not going to get contacted from the IRS with an email. IRS notices, because I got them, come right to your house in the mail. If you own a business, get behind on payroll taxes. Don't call the IRS on your own. They have the power to shut your business down, drain your bank accounts, come after you personally. You need somebody to have your back. Get Rush Tax Resolution's attorneys on your side. Get protected today before it's too late. Mention our names, Clay and or Buck, and they'll do a free IRS transcript investigation. Other firms will charge $500. They'll do it. If they know that they can help you, they will take your case, but they will look at all the details, no charges. Number again, 877-554-RUSH. That's 877-554-7874. RushTaxResolution.com. Use my name, Clay.